This winter is shaping up to be a crisis like we haven't seen before. Empty shelves are spreading across stores nationwide, and critical supplies are vanishing faster than they can be restocked. While most people remain unaware, smart families are already securing the essentials they'll need to survive the coming months. The window to prepare is closing rapidly, and those who wait will find themselves competing for scraps. In today's video, I'm exposing the 12 specific items that industry insiders warn will be nearly impossible to find once winter hits. These aren't just conveniences, they're necessities that could make or break your family's comfort and safety during the harsh months ahead. Don't skip any part of this video. Each item I reveal has been carefully researched, and missing even one could leave you vulnerable when the shortages intensify. Hit that subscribe button and let's dive into what you need to stockpile right now. 1. Premium cooking oils face unprecedented scarcity. The golden liquid that forms the foundation of countless meals is becoming increasingly elusive. Premium cooking oils, particularly those derived from Mediterranean olives, are experiencing a crisis that threatens to reshape how we approach everyday cooking. Severe drought conditions across major olive-growing regions have devastated harvests for consecutive seasons, while unprecedented demand from health-conscious consumers worldwide has created an impossible equation. Current market data reveals that olive oil production has dropped by nearly 40% compared to previous years, yet consumer demand continues to surge. This imbalance has triggered a domino effect throughout the supply chain, with distributors struggling to maintain adequate inventory levels. Many grocery stores are already implementing purchase limits, and industry insiders predict that by mid-winter, finding quality olive oil will require both luck and patience. The situation extends beyond simple availability concerns. Families who rely on these oils for heart-healthy cooking will find themselves forced to switch to heavily processed alternatives that lack the nutritional benefits they seek. Restaurant owners are already reformulating recipes and adjusting menu prices to account for the dramatic cost increases. For home cooks who take pride in their culinary creations, the absence of quality oils means compromising on flavor profiles that define their signature dishes. Those who recognize the severity of this shortage are already securing their supplies, understanding that waiting until winter arrives may mean going without entirely. The smart money is on stocking up now, before the remaining inventory disappears completely. 2. Cocoa-based comfort foods becoming luxury items. What was once an affordable treat is rapidly transforming into a premium commodity that many families will struggle to obtain. Cocoa-based products are experiencing a perfect storm of production challenges that threaten to make chocolate a rare luxury this winter. West African nations, which supply over 70% of the world's cocoa, are grappling with extreme weather patterns that have decimated crop yields. Combined with political instability and shipping delays, the chocolate supply chain is fracturing at multiple points. The psychological impact of this shortage cannot be overstated. During harsh winter months, chocolate serves as more than just a sweet indulgence. It provides genuine comfort and mood enhancement when daylight hours shrink and temperatures plummet. Scientific research consistently shows that cocoa consumption triggers the release of endorphins and serotonin, making it a natural antidepressant during seasonal mood challenges. Market analysts are tracking price increases of over 60% in wholesale chocolate markets, with some specialty varieties climbing even higher. Major confectionery manufacturers are already reformulating products to use less cocoa, while others are considering temporary production halts until supply stabilizes. For families who traditionally rely on hot chocolate as a warming winter ritual, the coming months may force difficult choices between comfort and budget constraints. The shortage affects more than candy bars and desserts. Baking enthusiasts will find cocoa powder increasingly difficult to locate, forcing them to abandon cherished family recipes that have been passed down through generations. Even basic chocolate chips for cookies may become special occasion purchases rather than pantry staples. 3. Instant energy beverages face critical supply constraints. The morning ritual that millions depend on to function effectively is under serious threat this winter. Instant coffee and related energy beverages are experiencing supply chain breakdowns that could leave countless people struggling to maintain their daily routines. Coffee-producing nations are reporting their worst harvests in decades, with Brazil and Colombia, two of the world's largest exporters, facing severe weather-related crop losses. The cascading effects extend far beyond individual inconvenience. Office workers, students, and shift employees who rely on quick caffeine fixes will find their productivity and alertness compromised. Instant coffee's appeal lies in its convenience and shelf stability. making it the preferred choice for emergency preparedness and busy lifestyles. When this readily available energy source disappears, people must either pay premium prices for specialty alternatives or go without entirely. Transportation bottlenecks are compounding the production shortfalls. Shipping containers carrying coffee products are experiencing delays of weeks or even months, creating gaps in retail inventory that won't be filled quickly. As temperatures drop and energy demands increase, consumer consumption typically rises by 25–30%, further straining already limited supplies. The economic implications reach beyond individual households. Coffee shops and restaurants are already adjusting their purchasing strategies, with some considering menu modifications to preserve their most popular offering. For businesses that provide complimentary coffee to employees or customers, the shortage may force elimination of this benefit entirely. Savvy consumers are recognizing these warning signs and building personal reserves before the situation deteriorates further. Winter 2024 promises to test our preparedness in ways we haven't experienced in recent memory. Those who act decisively now will weather these shortages comfortably, while those who wait may find themselves competing for scraps in an increasingly barren marketplace. 4 shelf-stable protein sources. Vanishing fast. The humble legume has transformed from a budget-friendly option to a premium survival commodity that smart shoppers are hoarding. Canned bean varieties represent one of the most complete nutritional packages available in shelf-stable form, combining essential proteins, complex carbohydrates, and vital minerals in a convenient, long-lasting format. This nutritional density has made them the target of unprecedented consumer demand as families recognize their value for winter preparedness. Market dynamics are creating a perfect storm around these protein powerhouses. While production facilities struggle to meet surging demand, transportation bottlenecks are preventing adequate restocking at retail locations. Major grocery chains report that canned bean inventories are turning over 3 times faster than normal seasonal patterns would suggest. Industry analysts warn that current stockpiling trends could create artificial scarcity that persists well into spring. The strategic importance of these products extends beyond basic nutrition. Canned beans require no refrigeration, minimal preparation, and provide substantial caloric content per serving, making them ideal for power outages or heating emergencies that commonly occur during harsh winter weather. Their versatility allows creative meal planning when fresh ingredients become scarce or prohibitively expensive. Distribution networks are already showing signs of strain, with some regional suppliers implementing allocation systems that limit quantities shipped to individual stores. This rationing approach aims to prevent complete stockouts but virtually guarantees that consumers will face empty shelves more frequently as winter progresses. The writing is on the wall. Those who wait to secure their bean supplies may find themselves competing for whatever scraps remain in an increasingly barren marketplace. 5. Whole grain breakfast foundations under threat. The morning meal that has sustained generations through difficult times is facing its own crisis of availability. Whole grain oats have evolved from a simple breakfast option to a multifaceted survival food that addresses numerous nutritional needs while offering remarkable storage longevity. This versatility has triggered demand spikes that are overwhelming production and distribution systems already stretched thin by global supply disruptions. Agricultural challenges are compounding the availability crisis. Extreme weather events have significantly reduced oat harvests in key growing regions, while changing consumer preferences toward healthier eating have dramatically increased demand for whole grain products. This supply-demand imbalance creates upward price pressure that shows no signs of stabilizing before winter arrives in full force. The functional benefits of oats extend far beyond traditional breakfast application. They can substitute for wheat flour in many baking recipes, create hearty soup bases when other ingredients are scarce, and provide sustained energy release that helps the body maintain warmth during cold weather. Their natural fiber content supports digestive health during stressful times when dietary variety may be limited. Manufacturing facilities are reporting equipment strain as they attempt to increase production volumes to meet unprecedented demand. However, raw material shortages and transportation delays are preventing meaningful increases in finished product availability. Some mills are already operating at maximum capacity around the clock, yet inventory levels continue declining at retail locations. Early indicators suggest that oat product prices could increase by 40–50% before winter ends, assuming supplies remain available at all. Consumers who secure their oat supplies now will avoid both the price escalation and potential complete unavailability that industry experts predict for the peak winter months. 6. High-energy spread becoming luxury item. The protein-dense spread that once represented affordable nutrition is rapidly transitioning into a premium commodity that many families will struggle to afford. This transformation reflects broader market forces that are reshaping how we think about basic pantry staples. The combination of exceptional nutritional density, extended shelf life, and comfort food appeal has made this product a primary target for consumers building winter food reserves. Supply chain vulnerabilities are creating unprecedented pressure on availability. Peanut crops faced weather-related challenges during critical growing periods, while processing facilities dealt with labor shortages and equipment maintenance issues that reduced production capacity. International shipping delays have further complicated ingredient sourcing for manufacturers who depend on imported components for optimal product formulations. The nutritional profile that makes these spreads so valuable also drives their popularity during crisis situations. A single serving delivers substantial protein, healthy fats, and caloric density that can sustain energy levels when meal frequency is reduced due to supply constraints or budget limitations. This nutritional efficiency explains why preparedness-minded consumers prioritize these products when building emergency food supplies. Retail pricing data reveals alarming trends that suggest worse conditions ahead. Wholesale costs have increased by more than 35% in recent months, yet many retailers are absorbing portions of these increases to avoid shocking consumers. This artificial price suppression cannot continue indefinitely, and industry insiders predict significant retail price jumps before winter's end. The psychological comfort factor cannot be overlooked either. During stressful periods when familiar routines are disrupted, having access to familiar, satisfying foods helps maintain morale and emotional stability. As winter brings shorter days and increased isolation for many families, these simple pleasures become even more valuable for mental health maintenance. 7 clean water sources. Reaching crisis point. The transparent liquid we barely think about is becoming the most precious commodity this winter season. While most people assume clean drinking water will always flow from their taps, mounting infrastructure failures and supply chain disruptions are making bottled water the ultimate insurance policy that fewer families will be able to afford or find. Municipal water systems across the nation are showing alarming signs of vulnerability. Aging treatment facilities are struggling with equipment failures, while extreme weather events repeatedly compromise distribution networks. Power grid instabilities further threaten pumping stations that move water from treatment plants to residential areas. These converging problems create scenarios where entire communities could lose access to safe drinking water for extended periods. The strategic importance of bottled water extends beyond basic hydration needs. During winter emergencies, when heating systems fail and pipes freeze, bottled water becomes essential for cooking, basic hygiene, and even emergency medical situations. A single gallon can mean the difference between maintaining health and facing dehydration-related complications when other options disappear. Market forces are already creating artificial scarcity around bottled water products. Major retailers report that water inventory turnover rates have increased by over 200% compared to normal seasonal patterns. Distribution centers are implementing allocation systems to prevent complete stockouts, but these measures only delay the inevitable shortages rather than solving underlying supply problems. Consumer psychology plays a crucial role in accelerating these shortages. When crisis situations emerge, bottled water invariably becomes the first product that panicked shoppers clear from store shelves. This predictable behavior pattern means that waiting until emergency situations develop virtually guarantees finding empty shelves and desperate crowds competing for whatever supplies remain. 8. Fresh produce markets facing collapse. The colorful array of fresh vegetables that defines healthy eating is transforming into a luxury market that many families will no longer be able to access. This shift represents more than inconvenience. It signals a fundamental breakdown in food distribution systems that will force dietary compromises with serious long-term health implications. Agricultural production is buckling under the weight of multiple simultaneous challenges. Extreme weather patterns have devastated growing regions that traditionally supply winter produce markets, while skyrocketing fuel costs make transportation prohibitively expensive for many distributors. Labor shortages in harvesting and processing facilities further constrain the amount of fresh produce that reaches consumer markets. The nutritional consequences of fresh vegetable shortages extend far beyond simple dietary variety. Vegetables provide essential vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants that support immune function during cold weather months when illness risks naturally increase. Without adequate fresh produce access, families face increased susceptibility to winter illnesses, while lacking the nutritional tools needed for quick recovery. Economic pressures are pricing fresh vegetables out of reach for middle-class families. Wholesale costs have increased by more than 45% in recent months, yet these increases haven't fully reached retail prices, as stores absorb portions of the cost increases to avoid customer shock. This temporary price suppression cannot continue indefinitely, suggesting that dramatic price increases are inevitable before winter ends. Alternative preservation methods offer some protection against fresh produce shortages, but frozen and canned vegetables are experiencing their own supply constraints as demand shifts away from fresh options. Consumers who recognize these converging trends are diversifying their vegetable procurement strategies to include multiple preservation methods rather than relying solely on fresh options. 9. Protein-rich seafood becoming scarce commodity. The convenient protein sources that have anchored emergency food supplies for generations are disappearing from store shelves as demand overwhelms production capacity. Canned seafood products represent one of the most nutritionally dense and shelf-stable protein options available, making them prime targets for consumers building winter food reserves. Ocean harvesting operations face unprecedented challenges that directly impact canned seafood availability. Climate changes are disrupting traditional fishing grounds, forcing fleets to travel greater distances and incur higher fuel costs to maintain catch volumes. Processing facilities are dealing with equipment maintenance backlogs and worker shortages that reduce their ability to convert fresh catches into shelf-stable products. The nutritional profile that makes canned seafood so valuable also drives its popularity during supply shortage. These products deliver complete proteins along with omega-3 fatty acids that support cardiovascular health and cognitive function. Their extended shelf life eliminates spoilage concerns that plague fresh protein sources, while their compact packaging maximizes storage efficiency and limited pantry space. Manufacturing bottlenecks are preventing adequate restocking at retail locations even when raw materials remain available. Canning facilities report equipment operating at maximum capacity while still falling short of demand requirements. Export delays from major seafood-producing nations further complicate supply chain management for distributors trying to maintain inventory levels. The strategic advantage of securing canned seafood supplies now becomes clear when considering typical crisis consumption patterns. These products require no refrigeration, minimal preparation, and provide substantial nutritional value per serving. When fresh protein sources become unavailable or unaffordable, canned seafood represents a reliable nutritional foundation that can sustain families through extended difficult periods. 10. Flavor enhancers and food preservatives hit crisis levels. The two white crystalline substances that form the backbone of food preparation and preservation are quietly disappearing from store shelves nationwide. These fundamental seasonings represent far more than simple taste enhancement. They're critical components of food safety, preservation, and energy production that become invaluable during extended winter emergencies when fresh food access becomes limited or impossible. Sugar serves multiple survival functions beyond its obvious sweetening properties. During cold weather emergencies, it provides rapid-release energy that helps the body maintain core temperature when heating systems fail or fuel becomes scarce. Medical professionals recognize sugar's importance in treating hypothermia and maintaining blood glucose levels during stress situations that commonly occur during severe weather events. Its indefinite shelf life makes it an ideal long-term storage commodity that never spoils when kept dry. Salt performs even more critical functions in emergency food management. Its natural antibacterial properties make it essential for preserving meat and vegetables when refrigeration becomes unavailable during power outages. Traditional food preservation techniques like salting, brining, and curing become life-saving skills when fresh food supplies are disrupted for extended periods. Salt also replaces electrolytes lost during physical exertion, which increases significantly when people must manually heat homes or clear snow without mechanical assistance. Global supply disruptions are already impacting both commodities significantly. Major salt-producing regions are experiencing transportation bottlenecks that prevent adequate distribution to consumer markets. Sugar refineries are dealing with raw material shortages as sugarcane and sugar beet harvests face climate-related challenges. International shipping delays compound these problems by preventing timely delivery of imported supplies that many regions depend on for adequate inventory levels. The strategic advantage of securing these supplies now becomes obvious when considering typical crisis purchasing patterns. When emergency situations develop, these basic seasonings disappear from stores within hours as experienced preppers recognize their fundamental importance for food preservation and energy production. 11 all-purpose emergency meal solutions vanishing rapidly. The convenient meal options that have anchored emergency preparedness strategies for decades are experiencing unprecedented demand that threatens to leave store shelves permanently empty. These ready-to-eat solutions represent the ultimate convenience food that requires no refrigeration, minimal preparation, and provides complete nutrition when other food sources become unavailable or prohibitively expensive. Manufacturing capacity cannot keep pace with surging consumer demand as more families recognize the value of shelf-stable meal options. Processing facilities report equipment operating at maximum capacity while still falling short of order requirements from distributors struggling to maintain adequate inventory levels. Raw material shortages for metal canning supplies further constrain production even when food ingredients remain available. The nutritional density packed into these convenient formats explains their popularity during supply shortages. A single container can provide complete protein, essential vitamins, and substantial caloric content that sustains energy levels when meal frequency must be reduced due to supply constraints or budget limitations. Their compact storage requirements maximize nutrition per square foot of pantry space, making them ideal for families with limited storage capacity. Consumer psychology accelerates shortage development around these products during crisis situations. Historical purchasing patterns show that canned meals consistently rank among the first products that disappear when emergency situations develop. This predictable behavior creates self-fulfilling prophecies, where anticipated shortages become actual shortages as consumers rush to secure supplies before they disappear completely. Economic factors are driving prices higher even when products remain available. Wholesale costs have increased dramatically due to raw material shortages and transportation challenges, yet many retailers continue absorbing portions of these increases to avoid shocking customers. This artificial price suppression cannot continue indefinitely, suggesting that substantial retail price increases are inevitable before winter weather subsides. 12 versatile root vegetables becoming premium commodities. The humble underground staples that have sustained civilizations through harsh winters are transforming into luxury items that many families will struggle to afford. These nutrient-dense vegetables represent one of nature's most perfect survival foods, combining exceptional storage longevity with remarkable nutritional versatility that makes them indispensable during extended periods when fresh produce becomes scarce. Agricultural challenges are decimating root vegetable production across major growing regions worldwide. Extreme weather patterns have disrupted planting and harvesting schedules, while soil conditions in traditional growing areas have deteriorated due to consecutive seasons of unusual precipitation and temperature fluctuations. These production shortfalls create supply constraints that will persist well into next growing season. The caloric density and nutritional profile of these underground vegetables explains their historical importance during survival situations. They provide complex carbohydrates that deliver sustained energy release, helping the body maintain warmth during cold weather when heating fuel becomes expensive or unavailable. Their vitamin C content prevents scurvy and supports immune function, while their fiber content maintains digestive health when dietary variety becomes limited. Storage and preparation versatility makes these vegetables particularly valuable during winter emergencies. They remain fresh for months when stored properly in cool, dry conditions without requiring refrigeration that may become unavailable during power outages. Their cooking flexibility allows countless meal variations using minimal additional ingredients, stretching food budgets while maintaining nutritional adequacy. Market forces are already creating artificial scarcity around these essential vegetables. Transportation costs have increased substantially due to fuel price volatility, making it economically challenging for distributors to move heavy, low-margin products like root vegetables over long distances. Some suppliers are prioritizing higher-value crops for limited transportation capacity, leaving these nutritious staples in storage facilities rather than moving them to consumer markets where families need them most. The warning signs are crystal clear and the countdown has already begun. These 12 essential items represent the difference between weathering this winter comfortably and facing genuine hardship when shortages reach their peak. From premium cooking oils disappearing from shelves to root vegetables becoming luxury commodities, the supply chain disruptions we've outlined aren't distant possibilities. They're happening right now. Every day you delay action is another day closer to finding empty shelves where these critical supplies once sat. The families who recognize these warning signs and act decisively today will maintain their standard of living while others struggle with limited options and inflated prices. History shows us that those who prepare early secure the best quality products at reasonable prices, while those who wait face desperation shopping in picked-over stores. The choice is yours, but the window of opportunity is closing rapidly. Don't let this winter catch you unprepared. Start building your reserves of these 12 essential items immediately. Your future self will thank you when you're sitting comfortably in your well-stocked home, while others face the harsh reality of winter shortages. Take action today. Share this information with family and friends who need to know, and subscribe for more critical updates that could make the difference between thriving and merely surviving the challenging months ahead.